How's it going, everybody? Thanks for coming back for another episode of Teslamonial. Today, we're going to be tackling one of the stinkiest issues that most Tesla owners are going to have to encounter at least once in their lifetimes. You read the thumbnail already. We're talking about that cabin air filter. So what you're going to need to do this job yourself is an air filter replacement kit, and you're going to need yourself a little pry tool and a little mini Torx wrench. Luckily, this kit by a company called Snowwoo, I think that's how they say it, comes with the two tools that you're going to need to do the job. I also like to have one of these flashlight headbands on anytime I'm working on a car. I recommend these. There's a link down below. Let's get into it. We're going to be working out of the passenger side of the Model 3, so get in there and scoot that passenger side all the way back. Next, we got to take out the floor mat so we can start popping out this little side panel. This part might sound scary, like you're breaking things, but just pull straight out and you won't break the clips off. Now, I understand this next part might not work for everybody, but anytime I'm working underneath the glove box, I like to lay in there like this with my headlamp on. Once you're underneath the center console, you got to take these little snap clips out with the tool that they provide with the kit. Make sure you get the entire clip out and not just the head of the pin. Once you've got the 4 snap clips out, this little panel should come right out. Now, when this panel drops out, you're going to see there's 2 wires that are still coming out of it that we've got to remove. Some people think it's easier to use a flathead screwdriver to get this one out. I found it easier just to do it with my fingers. Now, the speaker wire here yanks right out. Just wiggle it a little bit. Once you've got the panel out of the way, we're going to be looking for one specific screw, which is hard to find, but I believe in you. And the kit comes with this little Torx wrench, but I found the same size Torx wrench and I put it in my little drill here, impact gun, whatever you want to call it, and I got that screw out. They actually made this pretty simple. Once the screw's out, you just pull this panel slightly down and you've got access to where the cabin air filters are located. Here's a slightly better camera angle so you can actually see where the cabin air filter is. And it's nice that they have this little tab on it because you can kind of pull it straight out. Then there's one directly below it that you have to pull upwards before you can pull it straight out. And you might see a little bit of dirt on it. Mine even had a dead bug in it. Gross. Now we can swap it out for the new fresh filter by Snowwoo. Now make sure that honeycomb design is going to be facing towards you. Go ahead and slip it in and slide it down so you can put in the next one. Make sure you're leaving those little pull tabs on the top right side. This should be able to go right in on top of it, push it in as far as it goes, and you're going to put that little panel piece back on. Make sure these little grid lines on the cover plate are facing you, and you're going to want to push in and up and make sure the screw hole aligns at the bottom. Go ahead and get your little tool or your screw gun, and then get that screw back in and cinch it in nice and tight. We're pretty much done. We just got to put everything back together. So we're going to reconnect that speaker wire. It does go in a certain way, but I think you'll figure it out. We've got that in. We're going to re-plug in the little puddle lamp connector. And then once we do that, we've just got to get this pesky panel up. Pay attention to this little slot right here because there's a piece underneath that it has to fit into. And I think if you get this part right, it should go up pretty easy, but it's tedious no matter what. So you got to put that little thing onto the little hook, and then everything should more or less snap into place, but you're going to have to just play with it a little bit. So I'm going to speed this up. Let's go. Now it's time to pop these little snap clips in. Some of them might have come apart, but don't worry, they go right back together. The whole idea is to have the pin head pulled out before you snap them back into place. So back under the console we go to put in the snap clips. This is another tedious process that's going to take some finagling, but I believe in you. And if you've made it this far, I'm sure you can figure out how to pop that little panel back in with a little bit of time and patience. And guys, we're done. Great job. As always, everybody, thanks for tuning in. I know I don't post as many videos as an average YouTuber should, but I'm just out here making the videos I want to make, and I'll try to make some more. If you like today's video and you want to see more like it, go ahead and subscribe below. We're still growing the channel, and I appreciate every one of you. See you next time on Teslamonial.